I'm gonna ask this to Potter. One of the biggest pops in the room of the night was when you came out during the walkout. Everybody in the place just started screaming for you. So I obviously with that amount of support, I just would like to ask you just to kind of speak to your legacy, in esports up to this point. You're able to raise the trophy with your team there. Whether it's for aspiring coaches, aspiring players, women in the scene, just kind of talk about what you feel the victory means for them from your perspective.
Oh, man. Yesterday I was asked about what I want to be remembered for, or what this team should be remembered for. And we've had a lot of fun this year, poking the fire and being villains and creating all sorts of narratives that we wanted for fun. But, one thing that I want to be remembered for is the hard work that we put in. Like I said, these guys, we had to do a lot to get to this point. We had to sacrifice a lot. We had to go through a lot together. So I'm so proud. I did not expect this at all this year. I was asked earlier this year as well if I saw us winning. It's just such a dream. It just seems so far away. So this is pretty incredible.
Thank you. This one's to Ethan. Being that you're kind of the most experienced esports player on the team, I was just wondering if you could kind of describe what it took to go from like being on a heater in the middle of the year to kind of like creating a culture of excellence and winning in the team.
Yeah, it was a rough start. I think everyone knows that. We got a little lucky in the middle, but it's a lot on Christine. I think she kind of created that system, and all she asked for was trust, and that's what we gave her. And that's it. So you can see what happened.
Awesome. Thanks. Congrats.
Thank you.
Hi. This question's actually for Demon One and kind of for all of y'all. So on Split B side, you hit a crazy jump peak that makes honestly no sense, and then you ADS and flick and kill 3 people in heaven. Like
best or least posture towards middle at the very beginning, taking over towards the top side of things. To oh, come on! This guy is literally
inhuman.
I don't know what this man is made of.
It's just ridiculous to watch him in certain situations.
So kind of for all y'all, and then Jogmo, you're also like not even a human. I don't know what y'all are doing. Y'all are actually ridiculous. But how, like, for you, specifically you, what goes on in your head during those moments when you're hitting those sorts of shots? And then how does that affect the momentum as a team when you just take out their smokes, jump peaking one time on on beat?
I don't know, just one tap them.
He doesn't think. He doesn't think. I promise you. He has the best aim in the world, but he thinks. But like in those moments, no, he's just gonna shit on everyone.
There you go. And actually, one more for Potter. How do you feel about the new Premier system being able to promote into Tier 2? Do you feel like that's a good, like a good enough way, I guess, for Riot to help the Tier 2 players get into the pro scene?
I think it's an incredible step forward. I don't know if it's enough, but it's a carrot on a stick, right? We always talk about it as our squad as well, carrot on a stick, and that just the ladder system and having something to shoot for, and something to fail at and something to win at is amazing for up and coming teams, or rather players. So I'm excited to see it. It's something that we were definitely missing in other games that I was a part of. So I'd love to see how it happens. The momentum in Valorant ever since it came out 3 years ago has been amazing. Seeing so many new faces. Every time I hop into a lobby to play, there's somebody I've never even heard of that might be better than Jogimo, right? So I mean, that sort of stuff is really promising. I'm just kidding.
What the hell?
No one's better than Jogimo. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to see so many new fresh faces that I've never even heard of. So I think right now is the right time while the momentum is there.
Hi, this is Reporter. Obviously, for me and I think for a lot of people, you are the MVP for the team, for the turnaround you had from going from 0 to hero, then becoming the villains of NA, and then now the champions. Who do you think was the MVP for the team? Who was the linchpin for this turnaround in the team and the series 2, on today's series 2?
Oh, I can't pick just one. I've got it. I think the MVP has to be Corbin. It has to be Calm. You know, I'm gonna specifically point him out because, you know, being a role player and being a player that sacrifices day in and day out in order to make your teammates succeed and teeing up in order to make sure the round closes out and it's a W round, it takes a lot more than just mechanical skill. And Corbin has, no matter whether we're winning or losing, has stuck to his roles. So I think it was only a matter of time, especially in this tournament, to be able to showcase, you know, all of that skill. So it's got to be Corbin. It's got to be Calm.
Yeah. Can I ask another one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, talking about map vetoes, this is where the game starts. Map vetoes and obviously fracture. I asked this before that how much do you think fracture would impact, and I think it impacted a lot. Even today, fracture was bad, and they could have taken something else. What are your thoughts on this dominance or fracture that help you maybe?
You know, it's amazing. I think the fact that we won Tokyo because Fracture was our #1 map, and now that we've won Champions with the only playing Fracture once throughout the whole tournament, that's a statement. That's a statement right there. My goal coming into this tournament was to be able to walk away saying that we had the strongest map pool, and it was to be able to say we played our game. And that's what we did.
Yep. Thank you. Congratulations to everyone. By the way.
Jock, Com, and Boostio. It's been a long ride for you guys building up this roster over the past kind of 2 years with Potter. So I'm just curious to know what emotions are running through you guys right now, and what does that trophy right there mean for you?
For me, when I saw Potter come out, and then I saw Calm come out, and they were both. Calm was crying a lot, and Potter was tearing up. It really just gave me lots of like just happiness. I was very happy to see, like, it sucks that they were crying, but it was very cool to see the emotion that came out of them. It made me extremely happy. And thank God I could do it with them, because I've been with them the longest as teammates out of anyone. And just thank God we won it together.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, we've gone through so much as people, as players, and everything. It's just like, you can't really put into words how like thankful I am to have them and for them to be by my side for what, like a year and a half now. Yeah, I mean, to just see how much work they put in and just everything that's happened, I can't be more thankful.
Yes, from coming from like me and Boostio have been on the team the longest together. Coming from 0-4 back then too in the old VCT.
Yeah.
Going to this America's League 0-4 VCT, like,
I do want to say a story after.
It's just crazy that me, Boosty, Calm can just come out and pull it off. Like, we knew that if we stuck together, we can get that trophy, and you know, it's right here now. So yeah, it means a lot to me.
In the last press conference, we talked about Seattle, and it just reminded me, just talking about this, is that I remember Corbin's not that much of a drinker, but me and Jaw like to dabble in drinking. And I remember back then in Seattle when we were like 0-3, 0-2, 0-4, 0-5, we'd always go out and get a drink. And after our matches when we lost, and to drink the sorrows away. And I remember me and him just daydreaming with each other while drunk, just talking about champs, talking about if we would make it into franchising next year because it wasn't franchised yet. I remember us just daydreaming on what like could be. And now that we're here, it's really sick to look back on those days and like see that we accomplished our goals. And it's truly special.
Hi, my question is for Demon One. You're currently considered by many the best player in the world. What message would you give to those who aspire to follow in your footsteps in the competitive world of Valorant and achieve what you have achieved?
You can't.
Oh, wow.
My question is for Potter. What do you think has been EG's success in becoming the best team in the world?
Ooh, I have so many to choose from. All year long, we've been talking about Demon One and its pure, just raw mechanical skill, and that's the reason why we're successful. So I'm gonna change it up, and I'm gonna say it's because of our initiators. We've got two of the best ones in the world, and the communications that are coming through and the info that we get because these two players are so capable is incredible. And they definitely tee us up to be able to play the kinds of rounds that we do. Having a player who is as selfless as Jogimo, who will always ride or die for you and always take all the aggro. That in itself is extremely hard. That's Jaw right here. And for Boostio, he just, I don't even know if he ever had a wrong read this whole tournament. So already after a year and a half of being in IGL, he's now the top IGL in NA. I think we can say with confidence. So, I mean, there's a lot of key things that have made us successful, but I would say the two initiators on this team with the best raise in NA is what made us really good this year.
Best raise world.
True.
That's
True.
That's you.
You can say that now, John.
Yeah.
Best raise world now.
You're a world champion, buddy.
My question is for Boostio. So in one of the previous conferences, you mentioned that PRX was just impossible to play against or IGL against, right?
Yeah.
So what was the difference in your shot calling today that allowed your team to take home the trophy?
I think honestly, it was just kind of like just reps. Like we played that first series and we knew exactly, they're pretty readable to be honest as a team. They're very good. One of the best teams in the world, of course, but they are pretty readable. So just kind of getting 3 maps on them and just, OT and long games, it kind of just felt a lot easier this time around. Like all the players kind of didn't feel the pressure that they were doing the first series. So I think that's why, to be honest.
Thank you. This is for the whole team as well. Back when Fnatic won Tokyo, they were asked to nominate their own tournament MVP. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys the same. Who would you consider the MVP of Champions?
I'd probably have to say Demon 1.
Yeah. I would say Max right now. He's like the best player in the world.
Like, it's so hard to get kills on an international stage against the best players in the world, and he just pumps out like 90 a series. So it's just like, it's kind of hard to give anyone else MVP. Like Ethan's the best support player in the world, but like, even if he gets 1,000 assists, is it better than like Demon 1 killing 3 people around? It's kind of hard it's like a mid laner in League of Legends that just hard carries. It's very hard to like dispute if Demon 1's the MVP or not. I would probably give it to Demon 1.
I'd have to give it to, I think both. I think Corbin and Demon 1. It's just so hard to pick one. I think Corbin's definitely like most improved, I say.
Yeah.
I think Max kind of came in already insane, so I don't want to give that to him.
True.
But
That's good. That's a good answer.
Corbin most improved for sure.
Thank you, man.
Got you, bro.
My question for the team is, what are your favorite animes? And have you realized that you all sure are like Blue Lock, even with the blue jerseys and the reserve roster and everything? Also, is this win an epic turnaround in the year due to Ethan switching off an unupgraded Reaver Vandal?
All right. So for anime, I'm by far the biggest weeb out of the bunch. I saw Aspass's press conference and it was just sad. He picked terrible anime. So I wanted to, I'll make sure that's not bad. For anime, Hunter x Hunter, one of the best. And then for manga, One Piece is the best and Kingdom. And that's all you need to know.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, Tom.
I would say Blue Lock is definitely one of my favorites. Hunter x Hunter is a great one. And then after that, I've been watching a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen. If you look at my Twitter too, I've been posting GIFs of Jujutsu Kaisen. So I'd say those 3 for me.
Ethan, do you want to touch on that Reaver question?
You were using the purple unupgraded Reaver.
I was?
Pretty sure. I think I remember that.
And I just switched to the white one. It's still unupgraded. No, I guess it has to be fully.
I know it is upgraded. Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't really pay attention to skins, but that one's fire. So I guess I'll keep that one for a while with the Masters 2023 or Champions 2023 Gun Buddy.
Oh yeah.
Last question from the Valorant competitive community for Potter. Now that you're not worried about leaking anything, could you give us any details about what specifically the reserve roster helped with before and during this tournament?
Oh, there was a lot of different things that the reserve roster helped us on, but mainly it was just the reps. There were a lot of meetings that Tony, me, and Zach took in order to try to set up what our practice would look like that week. So there's no really big secrets. We would copy the composition that we expected to play that week. Maybe take 1 or 2 interesting set pieces that they may or may not have, and then just run through it consistently. And the biggest thing about it was just to get these guys to call out the proper util that's coming their way so that we get the proper info. Like Boosty said earlier, when we were facing PRX the first time around, all these new compositions, all these new agents that we're just not used to scrimming versus or playing matches versus those were the reps that was the most important, so that the communication coming through was the right kind. Yeah. But other than that, there's not really big secrets. It was just a lot of work coming through for all of these guys. Thank you.
Evil Geniuses, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.